Hey dude, this is Jaden Storm coming at you from Team Shadow Strike, and I'm here because I have gotten a request on my channel to do a deck, not a deck profile, Jesus, an informative video talking about how to slay the deck Chaos Breaker Dragon. This right now is unarguably and the best deck in the format. Also the most expensive. Just for argument's sake, let me get out my handy dandy little iPhone 5 and let's just go to eBay and see what Chaos Breaker Dragon is selling for. So we're going to type in Chaos Breaker Dragon. Let's see. I'm seeing him sell for 30, 35. So we'll say consensus, he's still about a $30 plus card, which means, you know, to get a playset, you're gonna be costing yourself about $100. And I've been able to accumulate 2 playsets, and that's 9 total if you count one Japanese copy. Chaos Breaker Dragon has ever since I laid eyes on it been one of the favorite cards I've ever seen. Art-wise, guys, I'll move this in here a little bit. My favorite color is red, so by mixing white, red, and a dragon together, that's orgasmic for me. If you talk to any of my friends, like I said in a video the other day, I have developed a playstyle that I love playing, and I try to apply that to the best I can in every card game that I play. Because there's 2 types of playstyles that are common in almost every card game, and that's aggro and control. Aggro just means, you know, you are trying to beat your opponent into the ground as fast as you can with whatever you can. Control means you're trying to limit your opponent's options, and I love doing that. This is control. When I very first saw this card, I thought, oh my god, that is Chaos Emperor Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! He was so tired of being banned, he's like, fuck Konami, I'm going to Bushi Road, So people have been asking me, Jaden, how do you beat this thing? It seems like he wins most of his games. And guys, I hate to say this, the reason he wins half his games is literally his limit break is that damn good. You wouldn't think if you just read it. His ability literally to space out his locks and literally affect you for so long can be such a problem. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do. Now, keep in mind, guys, there really isn't a card to counter him until set 14. But even with set 14, guys, this deck's still going to be a threat. Because, you know, what are the odds that you're going... There are how many clans, how many decks, and how many different kinds of decks in every clan, you know, that are going to be out there. So this is still going to be a threat. Don't think for 1 second, ooh, set 14, Chaos Breaker's dead! No, he is going to be around for all time, guys. We finally now have seen the Link Joker Legion. Don't be surprised if there are people who tech this in just because it's Chaos Breaker Dragon. This is by far the best Link Joker unit I think there is currently. And I'm including over Glendios, because when I look at a card, I like to look at the consistency of this. Yeah, Glendios is an auto-win, but this is more consistent to me, and I think most players would agree. So I'm going to show you just a couple of examples of things that you can do. Now, if you are playing a deck that has the ability to retire units, grade 1s and 0s, you are already ahead of the curve. Because, okay, like for instance, the grade 1s that I play in my deck, minus my perfect guards, are these 3 right here. Your Lanthanums, your Neons, and your Palladiums. Now, your Palladiums, what they do is they serve a multi-purpose. They go into the soul so they can continue to feed the soul for Chaos Breaker for his limit break cost, and they relock units. That is what Chaos Breaker does. He just literally says, aw, that's so cute. You want that 12k attacker back? No. Aw, that's cute, Kagro player. You want to finally use your Conroe? No. Aw, that's... No. 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 That's literally what this card does. Neon, I like Neon because, believe it or not, even in Houston, I was only before I left for Houston, I only had 3 Neons in my deck, and then I decided last minute to go back to 4, because I like having a Neon column, because, okay, 17, say my opponent kills this, next turn, I can just slide this forward and attack for 10 to one of his rear guards, you know, and not have to play for my hand. That's why I like Neon. So, and then Lanthanum is just a tech, but if you're playing a deck that can retire any of these grade 1s or the Dusttail, you are so far ahead, because the Dusttail, what it does, having the Dusttail means you can triangle lock your opponent 2 turns if you have the right cards. Because, let me show you that little quick combo. Say my field looks like... let's say my field looks something like this, okay? Let's say my field looks something like that. I hope you guys can see this. Okay, so you got a Dusttail Unicorn, you got a Lanthanum, crap, and then you got your Neon, your Radon, your Chaos Breaker. So let's say your field looked like this, and then you broke red. Okay? You're going to do something like that to your opponent. This is when you're going to do something like this to your opponent, right? This is when I would use Chaos Breaker still to lock their other front row rear guard, so triangle lock. Then in their next turn, when these units would unlock, you could use Chaos Breaker skill if you want. But what I would also recommend you do is use Palladium skill to keep one of them locked. That way, in your next turn, you can go Chaos Breaker, lock, Dusttail, lock. That is 2 turns being triangle locked, and there are not many decks out there that can last, because just taking away these front 2 slots where they can't intercept, it means they have to use their hand. That's their only option to guard. And even if they use perfect guards, every time you use a perfect guard, you -2, because you have to drop 2 from your hand. So that is just a quick little way that you can triangle lock your opponent twice, and say you need to have a Palladium on the board and your Dusttail. This can be anything. But even if you don't have this Palladium, you can just go, give me that Palladium. So that is just a way that your opponent is going to try and triangle lock you. Because, guys, having to deal with this is not easy, because you literally just have this, and which is not good when you're having to deal with a powerhouse like Chaos Breaker Dragon. So here is a couple of ideas. Okay, most Link Joker players, when they start the game, okay, they're going to ride a grade 1, obviously, so let's say for shits and giggles they ride Neon. Now, the only time that I don't put Dusttail here, well, I don't want to say anytime, but we'll say the only time I can see not putting him there is when I don't have this as my grade 2 Mobius. Because let's say I have Palladium and Mobius, I put the Dusttail on a corner. That way I can set up a 16k column here. I'm not hoping this attack hits my opponent. I'm literally doing this just to try and get them to drop cards. So this is something, like I showed you guys earlier, this is something that you're going to be looking out for a lot. So then you can just keep that one unit locked and just continue to lock that unit back and forth so it does that. The only downside to doing that, guys, is by doing Palladium a lot in early game before you even break ride, is you're taking away Chaos Breaker in the late game. And being able to Chaos Breaker in the late game is what this deck is best at. And that is why I dropped to 2 Mobius. It is a good card, but I think people get so hooked on the possibility of locking their opponent that early in the game. It really doesn't gain you that much advantage in the end game, because you have to use Palladium to maintain that advantage, because you have to counterblast one with Palladium. And that's good. I mean, if Palladium was just simply move it to the soul and keep the unit locked, he'd be busted as fuck. I mean, right now he's just busted, but if it was just move it to the soul, he'd be busted as fuck. So, busted and busted as fuck. There's a difference. But, see, there's even parts of me, because I was playing 3 Mobius, right? And I was playing 4 Colony Maker. And then I was playing 4 Radon. Now, the only thing... I mean, this is definitely a good grade 2 lineup. If that is your grade 2 lineup, where you're playing 4 Radon, 3 Colony Maker, and 4 Radon, 4 Colony Maker, and 3 Mobius, please do not think I'm insulting you. That is definitely a great lineup. I just don't... I was thinking more a mirror match for play, and that's why I dropped 1 Colony Maker and 1 Mobius and threw in 2 Krypton. And I still like Krypton. He's just the simple 10k vanilla for Starvaders, and I do like it. It gives you a little more diversity, too, because 10k vanillas are good, especially as your grade 2 Vanguard, because in Mirror Match, if this is what they do and they attack him for 14, you can lay a 10k and it's just no pass. Here's my best piece of advice. If they go first, what they're going to do is they're going to do something like this. Don't be afraid to rush. Because if you don't, let's say you ride a grade 1 and you just attack them. And they're going to be like, okay, fine, I'll take a damage. And then when they start their turn, if my opponent didn't commit to the board any more than that, sometimes just to punish them, I'll go... Enter battle step. Now look at this. They have a grade 1 Vanguard, and they're going to have to deal with all of this. 10. 14. Let's say I get a critical trigger. Oh, I'm going to lock something, and then I'm going to swing at you for 24. I mean, so my best piece of advice is if you're going to get to ride grade 2 first, which means that you went first, don't be afraid to try and rush them a little bit, because that hurts Link Joker when they have to play from their hand. And see, that's why I went up to... That's why I went up to... Where's the last one? That's why I went up to 6 draw trigger. Because having the 6 draw trigger allows me to rush you like that on my first time riding to grade 2 if I go first. And I can do that and know that I have these draw triggers in there that I can drive check and rebuild my hand. That's why I don't feel bad or feel that it's a bad move to necessarily rush a little bit. I'm not saying literally drop your whole hand cold turkey. I'm not saying that, but it definitely gives you the option. Another thing that is key when you are battling against not just Link Joker but Chaos Breaker in general, do not drop your key cards until you are ready to do something with them. Because keep in mind, guys, they literally, if you play them and you don't do something with them that turn, they're probably not going to be seen again, because your opponent is going to know, oh, that's a Silent Tom, lock. Oh, that's a 12k, lock. That's, this, lock. That's why Chaos Breaker is just so hard to deal with, is because I'm going to drop this key 2 grade 2 rear guard that'll help me build up a decent battle formation. Lock. So, I mean, there are some times when I don't really... my opponent really hasn't committed to the field, and I just really didn't rip Infinite Zero first, and I had to ride Chaos Breaker first. There are sometimes, literally, I'll just go lock one of their front row rears and just basically shut down one column. You'd be surprised just shutting down one column will do to you. So definitely, again, this is why you don't want to drop your key grade 2 units. Grade 2 is one of the key grades of winning, because your grade 2s is what your main, what I call soldiers are, that follow your Vanguard. They're the key cards that help you win, because your Vanguard is going to accumulate a lot of attention where they're going to get perfect guarded. Because generally, I think it's fair to say that your Vanguard is going to get perfect guarded on average 1 to 2 times a game, if not 3. So your rear guards are those units that you juice up and try and swing in for the rest of that damage. 1 second, guys. So, point being, guys, whenever you're playing Chaos Breaker Dragon, you have to be on your toes. I would love to give you more, but I don't really know what else to say. You need to not be afraid to rush the Link Joker player a little bit. Don't. I think one of the main reasons people lose to Link Joker, it's not because they're an inferior player or their deck is inferior, or even if they're a bad player, because believe it or not, there's some Link Joker players out there that get such a big head because they play Chaos Breaker, the best deck in the format right now, and they think that makes them a better player. It doesn't, guys. This card is only useful if it's in the hands of a player who knows how to properly use and abuse him. Chaos Breaker Dragon is by far my favorite card right now. He is possibly my third avatar. First one being Majesty, second one being any form of Ezel, and third being this thing. But I love this thing because it reminds me of Chaos Emperor Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! But also Chaos Breaker Dragon, in my opinion, is still cooler than him because he's a fucking dragon with a scythe. How cool is that? I don't breathe fire. I don't claw at you. I cut you in fucking half. I mean, how much cooler can you get? So there you go, guys. Now, I'm not going to really ramble on much more anymore because I don't want the video to literally just be in me going, Chaos Breaker Dragon is good. Because you know that. Everyone knows that. This card is busted. That's why he's still $35+. So, in the comment section below, ask me a question. What are, ask me any question you want regarding this deck. What are cards I've already made videos on how to beat Link Joker, so go check those out. I'll put those in the description if I remember to, and go watch those. I made them about a month ago, I believe, and they kind of just tell you about the key cards that Link Joker plays as a whole. So you can go check those out. Also, guys, keep in mind, Link Joker as a whole is not unbeatable, guys. It is just hard to deal with once you get a negative attitude. Your attitude can, I know this sounds really weird, but your attitude literally affects your gameplay. When you have a bad attitude, like, oh god, I'm playing Link Joker, I'm gonna lose, this game is stupid, Chaos Breaker's so fucking broke as hell. Yeah, he's broke as hell. I'll give you that one. But he can be conquered, guys. The show never proved that, because on the show, Chaos Breaker was the only boss monster that Kai ever used that he never lost with. Ooh, chalk one up for me. But yeah, that's true, guys. Think about it. Every boss monster that Kai has ever used Dragonic Overlord the End with, he's lost every game he's played with him. The Blood, lost. Rebirth, lost. But not Chaos Breaker. Chaos Breaker Dragon, guys. So, anyway, guys, if you have any questions that I can do to help you, please tell me. To overview this a little bit, I guess, don't be afraid to rush them. Don't play your key cards until you are ready to push and start trying to get through. Keep an eye on your opponent's, on the Chaos Breaker Dragon's player's hand, because keep in mind, their hand is going to get big with this. And if they play draw triggers like I do, the hand is just going to maintain size. So you just literally need to pick away their rear guards as well. Pick off those Radons. If you're playing a deck like Kagero or Narukami and you have access to retiring grade 2 and 1 units or 0 units, play those cards. Like, if you're playing Narukami right now, I would definitely recommend playing Cho-Chow in Eradicators, and I would definitely recommend playing Dragonic Death Scythe, because you could just pick off Palladiums and things like that. Because those are cards that would affect this deck the most. Kagero, you could play your Kimnaras and Berserk Dragons. I mean, they're just smart decisions right now, guys. Don't build a deck literally to just beat Chaos Breaker Dragon. You need to build a deck to where it can affect the game as a whole. Now, there's nothing wrong with building it to be able to counter Link Joker the hardest, but just make sure that it can still compete on a consistent basis. So anyway, guys, literally now, that is all, guys. So I hope this helped. Please, in the comment section below, if you have any questions regarding a Chaos Breaker Dragon match, any rules relating to Chaos Breaker Dragon, please let me know. I will go over one thing I did say in one of my videos, but I just want to say it one more time, just in case there's someone out there who has not heard it. I want to state something real quick. So say your opponent has some locked units, right? If you use Palladium and choose to relock this unit for when it would unlock, if you choose to relock it, but you still sold, like, okay, say all 3 of these were locked, and you are going to blow all 3 of them up, but you chain this to keep this locked. If you still Soul Blast 3, you still draw 3 cards, but this unit stays and remains locked, but these 2 will die. It works the same way with 1 or 2 units. I just was using 3 as an example. I hope that was understandable. So Palladium and Chaos Breaker in the end phase, they activate at the same time. That is why this works. I had this confirmed by not only 2 different judges at Houston, just to make double sure. I also had it confirmed by the head judge, but the head judge there really did not give me much faith. He was terrible. But no offense if that guy happens to watch this, but I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, I had all of them confirm this ruling for me, because there are some people who literally still don't believe it when you tell them that, and that is legit. If you activate Palladium's skill and you Soul Blast like if they have 4 locked units and you Soul Blast 4, but you target the unit that you want to keep locked with Palladium, you still draw 4 cards, and that card that you targeted with Palladium will not blow up. It will stay locked on their field for another round, and you get to draw for it, since you technically still paid the cost. So I hope that was good. I hope you understood this, guys. I hope this video was helpful in some which way or another. So please, if you have any questions regarding this match, this card, or anything related to this deck, just put it in the comment section below and I will answer it. So keep in mind, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I make videos all the time, and I post them for you guys, and as I've shown you now with this, I make videos even when you request them. So all you have to do is just say, hey, Jaden, I want a video about this. Hey, Jaden, I want a video about that. Hey, Jaden, can you make a video about this? Guys, I literally just did a deck profile on my Pokemon deck just because one of my people asked. So, and I'm happy to do it for you guys. Even I want to keep you guys happy. You guys are awesome. You guys are a big outlet. Today I had a pretty shitty day. I had someone who I've known for a long time, and kind of stunned me a little bit, and I did not really have a good day after that point. I walked around kind of mad, and then when I sat down to watch the Miami Heat game, I told myself they better win because I need something to be happy about today, and thank God they did. So go Heat, 3 wins more to that 3-peat. And then there's you guys. This sounds really cheesy, but you guys really, you're a healthy outlet for me. I used to not have healthy outlets. If I would have made this channel about 3 years ago, guys, and I'm being dead serious when I say this. In fact, let me raise this up. 3 years ago, guys, got my hair. I need to have my haircut. But 3 years ago, well, not 3 years. God, time flies. But when I was around in high school, if I would have had this channel, guys, none of you would have liked me. I was a total dick, and I was a cold-hearted guy. I was a drug addict. All I cared about was football, getting better. I was that guy, and it was hard because from knee surgeries, back surgeries, shoulder surgeries, and neck fusion. I mean, there are people who's like, how can you love football so much when it's literally torn your body apart? I don't blame football for that. Anybody who's played football, when you buckle that chin strap, you know what you're doing. It's just part of it. I love the game of football. I love basketball. I love golf. I love sports. I always have. So I have no regrets at all. I even coach a little kids football team here, 3rd through 5th grade, and I love it. I really do. It is so much fun. I love sharing it with other people, but you guys are a healthy outlet for me, and for talking to you guys, it calms me down, because Vanguard, I haven't come across a card game yet that I have genuinely fun with, even when I lose. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know what it is. It's like if you lose in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's harder to take, because Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to be able to spend money to keep in the game, as far as competitive reasons. Vanguard, you don't. It's more about the player than it is the deck. I mean, sure, the deck does play a major part in it, because your tech choices, your build, is it balanced? Does it have a good plethora of units with a lot of different abilities that you can have at your disposal? That certainly plays a part. But you give this Chaos Breaker Dragon deck profile, the deck profile that I put on here for you guys that I played at Houston, it may do great in my hand, but it might not do so great in others, because it doesn't fit their playstyle. It proves the deck doesn't make the player makes the deck, and you have to build your deck the way you want it to be played. If someone looks at your deck and says, this isn't going to work, all that matters is, does it win for you? That's all that matters. If the deck wins for you and you have fun playing it, fuck what anyone else thinks. As long as you're happy with the deck and you enjoy playing with it and you win, then what's the problem? I'm not saying, I win with this deck all the time. Everybody loses in Vanguard. You get grade stuck. You draw bad. You double drive check grade 3s when you need a trigger. I mean, it's happened to all of us, guys. So, sorry this video turned out to be so long, guys. I hate when this happens, but I just want to let you guys know that you do mean a lot to me. So we're at 162 subscribers now, guys, so that's awesome. Once we hit that big 200 subscribers, we will be having another contest where the winner will receive a box of Vanguard of their choosing. I have like 2 or 3 ideas for the contest, and I will finalize it when we get to 200 subscribers. So if you have some friends that play Vanguard, mention to them about the channel. Tell them to check out the channel, subscribe, watch the videos, or whatever. I'm open to having conversations with anybody, guys, about Vanguard. So if you want to drop a message to me and just say hi and just want to chat, or ask me a random question. I do have another video I'm going to be posting right after this. Is another question I've been asked a couple of times, so be sure to check that out. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, give me feedback. I love hearing about it, what you guys thought about my videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.